Hey everybody, Johnny Sep here for day 2 of Projekt Sep. I feel really terrible right now. I don't know why this always happens when I play for multiple days consecutively in a poker room, but I have a horrible headache. It started as soon as I walked into the room this morning. For some reason, I felt great when I left the house, but as soon as I got there today, a headache just came on me. I don't know why, but I'm about to take some medicine here in a little bit, some ibuprofen, and then lay down. But today was a good day. In spite of the headache, I think I played well. I got there early today. I got there about 20 after 8. Sat right in a stud game, 5-10 stud, and got up 200 by like 10:30. And then my headache was really bothering me, and I was really hungry. I thought I just needed to eat something. I didn't grab breakfast before I left the house, so I decided to get something to eat. For whatever reason, I decided to rack up my chips. I normally would just leave them on the table, but I wasn't sure what I wanted to eat, where I wanted to eat, so I figured I would rack up my chips, go eat, and then come back. Um, so I racked them up. I went and got a chicken Caesar salad, actually. And then when I came back, the games were full. And it was a weird point in time where there was a list, but the list wasn't big enough to justify starting another table. And putting my name at the bottom of it meant that there would be a long line. There was a 10-20 game going too that I wasn't crazy about. And there was a 20-40 game that was going that I really wanted to play in, but I didn't feel like I was properly rolled for it. So I didn't want to jump into that game. The 1-2 was crazy busy today too. So I decided, that was about 11 o'clock, I decided I was up 200, even though I said yesterday that I was going to avoid the tournaments. I figured instead of waiting for half an hour or whatever to get back in the game, I would go check out the 11 o'clock tournament. I could have late regged and got in before the end of level 1. So I went and checked that out. They had 60 some odd players, so I decided to play in it. I did well in the tournament. I didn't cash, but I had a deep run. I ran my chips up relatively early. Um, I wound up misplaying aces pretty bad in a hand, and as I think back on it, I really should have played the hand differently. But I have a clear reason why I played him the way I did, because the line I decided to take was to try and bust a player who was going to give me problems because he was the only other really competent player at the table. He raised under the gun +1, and I was in the small blind, and I flatted with aces out of position because I'm sure like 9 times out of 10 I'm going to get a check bet from him on a continuation bet always, and I can try and take down the pot on the flop, and as long as he doesn't flop like gin, I should win that pot and win a little bit bigger of a pot. So that's the way I decided to play the hand instead of just playing it more straightforward and 3-betting and letting him do whatever, either mucking or then we get them all in. But he wound up flopping like a sick draw in position and was able to check behind me on the flop. I figured he had a drawy type hand, but I also thought if the board came anything lower than a 10, he's going to continuation bet 100% of the time. The board came king high, but it also put a straight draw and a flush draw on the board, and he happened to have the flush draw. So he was able to safely check behind me to take a free stab at his draw, which was a mistake, and he actually got there on the turn. But he only got 2 small value bets out of me. I felt like I misplayed the hand, but I like that line sometimes against the right players, so I decided to take it. Then I wound up busting the tournament when I got down to like an M of 7.5, and I just shoved with Broadway cards. It was Queen Jack, and I wound up running into like Ace 10 or something and busting out of the tournament. So I went back downstairs, got back in the same stud game, actually same table, same seat, which was kind of weird, and I wound up winning 360 in that game before I went home for the evening. So I won 200, played in the 120 tournament, and busted to be up 80, and then I won another 360 to put a total of 440 on the day positive, and 541 so far over the 2 days for Projekt Sep. So that's pretty good. I'm happy with that. I don't know why I'm not feeling well. I've done everything I possibly can to make sure I'm feeling good. I might have to maybe go to a doctor's appointment or something, just to have a regular physical done. But I'm looking forward to the weekend. As you guys know, I spend the weekends with my daughter, so I'm going to rest this weekend. And I'll be back at it on Monday for day 3 of Project Sep. And hopefully we can keep it going. We can get another win in the books, hopefully a bigger one. And we'll be off to the races. So check out VegasPokerRadio.com on Monday, and I will talk to you guys then.